Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, where tonight the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes play host to the visiting William Penn York High School Bearcats, who have traveled approximately 90 miles for this game to play. It's Friday night, the 2nd of November, 1979, and kickoff is scheduled at 8 p.m. The starting lineup for the visiting William Penn York High School, they did not list their starting lineup, but these are the players that we saw predominantly in the game. The quarterback was number 14, Jay Beard. Number 16, Mike McCullough. Number 22, the star running back, Sanford Liggins, who rushed for over 100 yards. Number 24, Dave Ackerman. Number 30, Don Rhodes. Number 31, Ken Day. Number 32, Mike Gilbert. Number 42, Matt Steidler. Number 63, Cornell Parker. Number 65, Ed Shea. Number 80, Tony Orr. Number 83, Eric Brister. Number 84, Jim Woodward. And the big star, number 85, Chris Dolman. The head coach of the William Penn York High School Bearcats, Don Carr. Assistant coaches, Lou Orendorf, Jeff Fry, Bill Hartwell, Gene Radell, Terry Walker. Athletic Director, John Chiappi. Assistant AD, Eugene Radell. Superintendent, Dr. Frederick Holliday. And the Principal, Oscar Dell. And now the starting lineup for the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel Area High School. At right end, number 7, Paul Szymanski. The quarterback, number 9, Danny Rupp. At one halfback, number 28, Robert Neglio. The other halfback, number 32, Edward Diminick. At fullback, number 38, Ronnie Zaleski. At the center, number 54, Joseph Iwanski. At the left guard, number 66, Sammy Chicatano. Right tackle, 72, Brian Snyder. Right guard, number 75, Tom Allen. Right tackle, number 79, Ralph Steller, and the left end, number 81, Danny Glowatsky. The head coach of the Red Tornadoes, Joe Jazz Diminick. Assistant coaches, Al Santos, Jim Sheehan, Joe Greco, Len Guarna, Joe Aaronsfield. Superintendent of Schools, Joseph P. Warner. Senior high school principal, Stephen P. Zarvinsky. Director of Athletics, Kenny Split. Assistant AD, Francis Jamin. And now the game officials, John Mulligan, Gregory Oblin, Harold Peters, Bernie Romanowski Sr., and Stanley Yablonsky. And here we see the scoreboard pre-game. York's number 85, Chris Dolman's kickoff, is picked up by number 21, at the 21 by number 28, B.J. Niglio, and driven back to the 19 by number 26, Van Holmes. First and 10 at their own 19. Danny Rupp under quarterback. Ron Zaleski, number 38, is the fullback. And he gets the carry, and he's smothered by the right side of the Bearcats line, led by number 76, Sean Woodyard, a loss of 4. Second and 14 at the 15. A fumble on the handoff is recovered by quarterback number 9, Danny Rupp, at the 12. Bad start for the Red Tornadoes. And it's now a 3rd and 17 at the 12. And one of Jazz's favorite plays, the quick kick. It looked like either 31, Tommy Weldon, or 32, Eddie Dimnick. And the ball is down at the Mount Carmel area 48. First and 10 for York at the Red Tornadoes 48. Quarterback number 14, Jay Beard, back to pass. Hits a wide open number 22, Sanford Liggins, and he's off to the races. A 48-yard touchdown on the first play by the York Bearcats. A 2-point attempt. Beard, and his pass falls incomplete. Scoreboard now with 9:57 left in the first quarter. It's York 6, Mount Carmel area nothing. Chris Dolman preparing to kick off. And Dolman's kickoff is taken at the 23. We can't pick out the number, but it's returned out to the 40, and the tackler was number 31, Ken Day. 1st and 10 at their own 40. Number 28, BJ Nigley on the carry, gets 2 to the 42 with number 31, Day on the stop. 2nd and 8 at the 42. Peeling off number 31, Tommy Weldon, breaking tackles, takes it down to the York 48, a gain of 10. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes at the York 48. BJ Niglio this time on the carry around his own left end, gets down to the 41 for a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 at the 41. And now this time the ball goes to number 38, Ronnie Zaleski, who finds a huge hole up the middle and gets to the 28, a 13-yard pickup. Looked like number 16, Mike McCullough on the stop. 1st and 10 at the York 28. And again, we try that pitch to number 31, Tommy Weldon, and he picks up 8 yards down to the 20. Looked like number 63, Cornell Parker on the stop. 2nd and 2 at the Mount Carmel area 20. And on a busted play, quarterback Rook loses 1. 3rd and 3 at the 21. Number 31 on the favorite play. And Weldon takes it down to the 19. Looked like number 42, Matt Steidler on the tackle. 4th and 1 at the 19. And Ronnie Zaleski gets the carry, and he gets through for the first down. 1st and 10 now, down on the 14. And once again, we try that same play, and this time, though, Weldon only gets 2, as number 65, Ed Roche, it looked like, on the stop. We're at the 12-yard line, 2nd and 8. Number 28, BJ Niglio on the carry, on a nice spin move, dives into the end zone, a Red Tornado touchdown. Extra point attempt by number 72, Brian Snyder, and the officials signal good. Scoreboard with 5:17 left in the first quarter, Mount Carmel area 7, York 6. Chemansky, number 7, Paul Chemansky's kickoff is taken at the 15 by number 32, Mike Gilbert. And Gilbert gets it back to the 36, a 21-yard return. York now with a 1st and 10 from their own 36. And I believe that's 22, Sanford Liggins. He only gets a yard on this one, though. And York now has a 2nd and 9 at the 37. And quarterback Beard is hit by number 66, Sammy Chicatano, and he pitches wildly, resulting in a fumble recovered by, looked like number 89, Eddie Greco. Red Tornadoes with a 1st and 10 at the York 26, but there is a penalty on the play, 5 yards on the Red Tornadoes. That brings up a 1st and 15 at the 31. Niglio picks up 3 and number 14, Jay Beard on the stop. 2nd and 15 at the 28. Niglio gets 7 down to the 21. 3rd and 8 at the 21, and the camera missed the play. So we go now to 4th and 8 at the 21. And quarterback Danny Rupp drops back, and it's a screen pass, but it's thrown wide. York now takes over with a 1st and 10 at their 21. Quarterback Beard pitches to Liggins, who gets a yard. On 2nd and 9 at the 22, quarterback Beard, going back to pass, is sacked by number 66, Chicatano, for a 12-yard loss. York now faces a 3rd and 21 at the 10. Quarterback Beard back to throw, and this one is picked off at the 30 by Tommy Weldon. but there's a 15-yard penalty, which takes it back to the York 46. On 1st and 10 at the York 46, quarterback Rupp's back, and his pass intended for Szymanski, a little overthrown. 2nd and 10 now at the 46. Niglio on the right side picks up 9 down to the 37. And there, it's a 3rd and 1 from the York 37. Carry goes again to Niglio, finds a nice hole off right tackle and gets down to the 28. 1st and 10 now at the 28. Going back to Niglio again, trying that same hole, gets 2 down to the 26 as number 85, Chris Dolman, is on the stop. And now we see the end of the first quarter with Mount Carmel Area 7, the York William Penn Bearcats 6. And as we resume play in the second quarter, it's Mount Carmel Area 2nd and 8 at the 26. Number 35, Tom Cole, following some nice line blocking, gets it out to the 20. On 3rd and 2 at the 20, quarterback Rupp appears to get the first down, but there's a flag on the Red Tornadoes. That brings up a repeat 3rd and 7 at the 25. And here, number 28, Niglio, finding a very small crease, gets through and takes it all the way, 25 yards. B.J. Niglio, Red Tornado touchdown. The point attempt by number 72, Snyder, with 32, Eddie Gimlick holding, is good. And now the scoreboard with 11:17 left in the second quarter. Mount Carmel Area 13, York 6. Number 7, Paul Szymanski on the kickoff. Taken at the 21 by number 80, Tony Orr, who breaks a tackle and gets a 41-yard return to the Mount Carmel Area 38, where number 45, Frank Sheptock, with help from 31, Tommy Weldon, takes him out of bounds. First and 10 for the York Bearcats at the Mount Carmel Area 38. Quarterback number 14, Jay Beard, on a keeper, is hit by number 37, Wolkowski, for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 now at the 37. And number 22, Liggins, gets through for 18 yards all the way down to the 19, but there's a 15-yard penalty on the Bearcats, putting them back at the 34. 2nd and 6, repeat down at the 34. Liggins this time loses one at the 35 as number 34, Barry Kent, comes in to make the hit. 3rd and 7 at the 35. Liggins now gets 2 to the 33. Number 37, Wolkowski, fights through the blocker to make the tackle. 4th and 5 at the 33. Quarterback Beard fumbles a snap, and number 37, Wolkowski, recovers at the 31. Red Tornadoes now will take over, 1st and 10 at their own 31. B.J. Niglio, the ball carrier, picks up 6 out to the 37. Red Tornadoes now with a 2nd and 4 at the 37. And Niglio this time breaks through and gets 11 down to the 48. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes from their own 48. Number 31, Tommy Weldon, gains 4. For the York 48, looked like number 46, Dale Swan, on the stop. Red Tornadoes now with a 2nd and 6 at the York 48. Number 28, B.J. Niglio, gets 5 around the right end to the 43. 3rd and inches at the 43. Niglio on the carry. Not only gets the inches, but gets down to the 37. An 11-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 37. This time, Niglio on the pitch gets 6 down to the 31 with number 21, Mike Ransom, on the stop. 2nd and 4 at the 31. Number 9, Danny Rupp, And on a bootleg, he loses 4 as number 24, Dave Ackerman, comes in on the stop. 3rd and 8 at the 35. Quarterback Roop's pass is completed to number 32, Eddie Dimnick, who takes it to the 16. Number 16, Mike McCullough, making the stop. 1st and 10 at the York 16. Number 31, Tommy Weldon, breaking tackles, and all 135 pounds of him gets into the end zone, a 16-yard touchdown. Extra point will be attempted by Brian Snyder, number 72. And he splits the uprights. Scoreboard with 5:10 left in the first half. Mount Carmel area 21, York 6. Number 7, Paul Shemansky's kickoff is taken at the bobble, picked up at the 7, and returned out to the 17. Looked like number 60, Larry Robbins, in on the tackle. York with a 1st and 10 on its own 17. Liggins on the carry picks up 5 to the 22. 2nd and 5 at the 22. Fullback, I'm not sure of his number there, but he is hit by 66, Sammy Chicatano, a loss of 2. 3rd and 7 at the 20. Quarterback number 14, Beard, rolling, and passes short. 4th and 7 now on the 20. Chris Dolman back to punt. And Dolman's punt is taken at the Montgomery 38 by Eddie Dimnick and returned to the 39 with number 31, Ken Day, on the tackle. Red Tornadoes, 1st and 10 at their own 38. Quarterback Danny Roop's pass. Ball's incomplete. 2nd and 10 at 38. BJ Niglio on a delay gets 6 to the 44. Looked like number 24, Ackerman, on the tackle. 3rd and 4 at the 44. And quarterback Roop back to pass. And, he threw it right to number 31, Ken Day, who returns it from the 50 all the way down, 50 yards for a York touchdown. Two-point attempt. It's stuffed by the Red Tornadoes. Look how the tacklers were. Scoreboard with 2:19 left in the first half. Mount Carmel area 21, York 12. Chris Dolman picking off. His kick is taken down at the 11-yard line by Tommy Weldon. And Weldon brings it back 26 yards to 37. Looked like number 63, Cornell Parker, on the tackle. 1st and 10 at their own 37, but you see the official throw the flag there. And it was a big one. It's now 1st and 26 at the 21. And BJ Niglio gets the carry, but this time there's a penalty on York. Looks now like we're on the 41-yard line, and quarterback Danny Roop going back to pass. His pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage, falls incomplete. From the 41, on a reverse, Weldon is caught for a loss by number 24, Ackerman. Brings up a 3rd and 5 at the 41. Quarterback Roop, straight drop back. Sideline pass is picked off, yes, by number 84, Jim Woodward, and returned to the Mount Carmel area 43, where number 7, Paul Shemansky, makes the tackle. The Bearcats now have the 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 43, but quarterback Beard is sacked. Looked like number 45, Sheptalk, a loss of 6. 2nd and 16 at the 49. Quarterback Beard. And once again, he is sacked. This time, I think number 31, Tommy Walden, was on the initial hit. Loss of 11. 3rd and 27 at the 38, but the half ends before the next play can get off. There's no scoreboard, but the York has 12 and the Red Tornadoes 21. And now we start the second half kickoff by the Red Tornadoes. Number 7, Paul Szymanski's kickoff at the 17, taken by number 42, Matt Steidler, and he returns to 27. Looked like number 34, Barry Kent, making the tackle. York now on the 27, number 30, Don Rhodes gets 8 yards to the 35 as number 9, Danny Rook, makes the tackle. 2nd and 2 at the 35, number 30, Rhodes picks up 8 yards to the 43, again with Danny Rook on the stop. 1st and 10 now at the 43. And this time, Rhodes gets 3 to the 46. That brings up a 2nd and 7 from their own 46. And they go to their premier running back, number 22, Liggins, who gets them 4 down to the 50-yard line, where number 9, Danny Rook, having a good defensive game for himself. 3rd and 3 at the 50. Liggins picks up 3 to the 47 of the Red Tornadoes, with number 51, George Zimmerman, making the tackle. 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 47. This time Liggins, and he is met by number 66, Sammy Chicatano, who puts the stop. 2nd and 11 at the 48. Quarterback Beard's pass, and he just fires it out of bounds, which will give the Bearcats a 3rd and 11 at the 48. Liggins, this time he breaks through, and he's off to the races. A 22-yard run down to the 26. Looked like Leroy Latshaw finally caught up with him, number 24. 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 22. Number 30, Rhodes, is held to no gain, but there's a penalty on the Red Tornadoes, and the ball is now down on the 12-yard line. York on the Mount Carmel area 12. Quarterback Jay Beard's pass. And who was watching Chris Dolman? Nobody. And he is in the end zone. Touchdown. 2-point attempt. Number 34, Barry Kent, sacks Beard. And the 2-point conversion is no good. With 8:27 left in the 3rd quarter, Mount Carmel area 21, York 18. Dolman's kickoff is taken at the 13 by B.J. Niglio. And Niglio, with some fancy footwork and a big hole, races 69 yards until, I don't know if Tony Orr tripped him up or he tripped. But he's all the way down after a 5-yard penalty on us. It's 1st and 15 at the, looks like the 18. Number 31, Tommy Walden, gets 5 to the 13 as number 33, Tony Dorm, on stop. 2nd and 10 at the 13. Number 31, Tommy Walden, picks up 5 more to the 8, with Chris Dolman making the tackle. 3rd and 5 at the 8. And B.J. Niglio takes it to the 6. Number 24, Dave Ackerman, on the tackle. 4th and 3 from the 6. And Tommy Walden, fighting the hole, goes right up the middle. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. 6-yard touchdown run by Walden. The extra point attempt. And finally we miss one as it's just off to the left. Scoreboard now with 6:22 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Mount Carmel area 27, York 18. Paul Szymanski's kickoff is taken at the 15 by Steidler, and he gets it back to the 24. Bearcats 1st and 10 at their own 24. Quarterback Beard, being tackled, throws a desperation pass over his head, and it was Zimmerman and Wolkowski on rush. 2nd and 11 at the 24. Fumbled handoff, recovered by number 89, I think there, Eddie Greco at the York 27. Red Tornadoes first and 10 at the York 27. Quarterback Danny Rupp under center, and on a bootleg, he gets 6 yards down to the 31 with Ken Dame coming up to make the stop. 2nd and 4 at the 21, and Niglio taking the ball, gets to the 12 for a gain of 9. Now on 1st and 10 at the 12, Niglio is not to be denied as he gets all the way into the end zone. 12-yard touchdown run for B.J. Niglio. And Snyder puts this one through, and therefore the scoreboard of 4:47 left in the third quarter. Mount Carmel area 34, York 18. Szymanski's kickoff, taken at the 11 got by him, so he goes back to the 11 and picks it up. It's number 30, Rhodes, and he's tackled by 81, Denny Golotsky at the 40, and number 40, Mark Kraniak at the 11. 1st and 10 at their own 11. And a big rush by 89. Eddie Greco, quarterback, rears pass, falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 11. Wiggins this time gets the carry and picks up only a yard. Looked like Barry Kent on the stop. 3rd and 9 at the 12. Quarterback Beard dropping back to pass. His pass is completed to 85. Chris Dolman for 8 yards with 31 Weldon and 32 Dimnick on the tackle. 4th and 1 at the 20. And number 85, Chris Dolman's punt, taken by Eddie Dimnick at the 40, laterals to 28 Niglio, who returns it down the right sideline until finally down to the 20, looked like 62, Jeff Brown on the stop. Red Tornadoes now in business at the York 20, 1st and 10. Number 28, B.J. Niglio, gets a yard. Brings up a 2nd and 9 at the 19. Niglio again with the carry, straight up the middle, picks up 5 yards to the 14. Now after a penalty on York, 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. And there's another penalty, a dead ball. And there it is, the penalty, tackled by Dolman on Niglio, who retaliates, and therefore another penalty. And the offensive penalties offset, evidently. So Mount Carmel is on the York 6. And this time, Big Ronnie Zaleski gets the carry, and he gets it down to the 3-yard line. Red Tornadoes now down on the York 3-yard line on 2nd and 3. And it looked like Barry Kent getting into the end zone for the Red Tornadoes. The extra point attempt is off to the left. Scoreboard now with 1:05 left in the third quarter. Mount Carmel area 40, York 18. Number 72, Brian Snyder's kickoff. Taken at the 15 by number 33, Tony Dorm. And he returns it out to the 43 where Snyder makes the tackle. 1st and 10 from their own 43. And there is a fumble. I couldn't see who the ball carrier was, but it's recovered, I think, by number 81, Danny Golotsky. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes at the York 38. The play comes in, quarterback Rupp decides to go for the home run, and it's just out of reach, incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the 38. Weldon on the carry, but there's a penalty flag down. And now quarterback Rupp, this time, fires a completed pass to number 32, Eddie Dimick, at the 25. First and 10 at the 25. Niglio takes the pitch and comes around for a 4-yard gain. And now we see the scoreboard at the end of the third quarter with the score: Mount Carmel area 40, York 18. Start the fourth quarter. Red Tornadoes with a 2nd and 6 at the 21. Niglio picks up 7 yards down to the 14. First and 10 from the York 14. Niglio and straight up the middle, loses footing after an 8-yard gain. But now there's another penalty, and it's Mount Carmel area 1st and goal at the 4. Quarterback number 9, Danny Rupp, on a sneak, takes it down to the 1-yard line. And on 2nd and goal from the 1, number 35, Tommy Cole, loses a yard, tackled by either number 42, Matt Stidell, or 43, Mark Macklin. 2nd and goal at the 2. Go to the fullback, number 38, Ronnie Zaleski, who gets in for the touchdown. PAT by number 72, Snyder's kick. But it's stopped. There's a penalty. But after the penalty, Snyder puts it up and through, and it is good. Scoreboard with 9:40 left in the game: Mount Carmel area 47, York 18. And now a new kicker, number 53, Mike Sobolewski's kickoff, is taken at the 18 by number 22, Sanford Liggins. Gets it out to the 42, but you see the flag going. Number 85, Brian Glowatsky, made the tackle. First and 10 from their own 18. Number 14, Jay Beard's pass, completed to Chris Dolman, number 85, tackled by 89, Ed Greco, for a gain of 9. 2nd and 1 at the 27. Number 22, Liggins, picks up 2 with number 51, Zimmerman, on the stop. First and 10 at the 30. Number 14, quarterback Beard's pass, falls incomplete. On 2nd and 10 at the 30, number 14, quarterback Beard, is sacked by number 34, Barry Kent. There is a flag on the play. There was a loss of 9. And now it's 2nd and 19 at the 21. Quarterback Beard, on a keeper, picks up 5 yards around his own left end. And on 3rd and 14 from the 26, quarterback Beard, a long count, pitches to number 22, Liggett, and Liggett gets turned around, and he's trying to get back. He loses 12 yards. Greco and Glowatsky on the final tackle. That brings up a 4th and 26 at the 14. Number 85, Dolman's punt, is down, but you saw us running into the kicker. And so we have a repeat with a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th and 21 at the 19. So Dolman again back to punt. And this time his punt is down at the Mount Carmel area 44. It looked like number 84, Jim Woodward. But there's another 15-yard penalty on Mount Carmel area, and puts the ball all the way back to the 29. On 1st and 10 at their own 29, Mount Carmel area quarterback number 3, Dave Goretzky, gets 7, and number 24, Dave Ackerman, made the stop. And now it's 2nd and 3 at the 36. And that looked like number 43, Robert Jepko, on the carry for a gain of 2. 3rd and 1 at the 38. Number 40, Craynack, on the carry, is held just short of the first down by 65, Ed Roche. 4th and inches at the 38. Number 53, Mike Sobolewski, back to punt, and it's taken by number 83, Eric Brister, at the 38, and gets back to the 41 Number 45, Frank Sheptock, and 68, Ray Manello, and 70, Mark McDonald on the tackle. First and 10 at their own 41. Quarterback Beard's pass. Completed to a wide open 22 Liggins. Number 1, Johnny Dimnick on the tackle. First and 10 at the Red Tornadoes. Now on second and 10 at the 32. Dolman in motion. But the pitch goes to number 26, Van Holmes, who gets, looks like 7 to the 25. Number 40, Kranek on the stop, taking him out of bounds. After the penalty of Montgomery, the ball is spotted on the 12. And the York right halfback fumbles, and it's recovered by number, looks like 40, Kranek at the 11. First and 10, Red Tornadoes from their own 11. And Red Tornadoes, I think that's 45, Sheptock on the carry, is held to no gain. On second and 10 at the 11, and it's hard to pick out these numbers, the right halfback gets a yard out to the 12. Then on third and 9 at the 12, this time looks like number 40, Kranek, who picks up 2. Fourth and 7 at the 14, Soboleski back in punt formation. And his punt is taken at the 38 by number 83, Burster, and he's held to no gain. With 1:05 left in the game on the scoreboard, York with a first and 10 at the 39. Number 22, Liggins, breaks a 39-yard touchdown run. And the PAT by number 85, Chris Dolman. And this time, Chris kicks it right out of the stadium, and they had to find a new ball to throw in. Scoreboard with 41 seconds left in the game, Montgomery 47, York 25. Dolman's kickoff, taken at the 14 by number 40, Kranek. Spinning and breaking tackles, takes it 60, still going, 66 yards to the York 20, where number 24, Ackerman, finally makes the touchdown-saving tackle. First and 10 at the 20, quarterback number 3, Goretzky's pass is intercepted by number 16, Mike McCullough. Number 1, Johnny Dimnick on the stop, and there's a face mask penalty on the Red Tornadoes. First and 10 for York. Looks like number 26, Van Holmes on the carry. Number 57, Dave Winrick, and 70, Mark McDonald on the tackle. And that proves to be the last play of the game. As the scoreboard shows, Mount Carmel area 47, York 25. And as you see the teams congratulating each other on the field, some of the notes out of the newspaper, Sam Chicatano and Kranek also recovered fumbles for the Tornadoes. Chicatano, Frank Sheptock, Zaleski, Weldon, Kent all registered sacks. Several altercations broke out in the third quarter, but peace was restored in the fourth after a player from each side was ejected, which we didn't see, they didn't photograph. Chris Dolman kicked William Penn's last PAT right out of the stadium, and they had to stop play until they could find another game ball. Speaking about Dolman, according to several of our fans who heard this ESPN broadcast live, Chris Dolman was being interviewed after he was a All-Pro with the Minnesota Vikings, and the announcer asked him what was the toughest game he was ever in. And Dolman said, well, back when I was in high school in York, Pennsylvania, we went up into the coal regions of Pennsylvania to a town called Mount Carmel. And he said, that was the hardest I ever got hit in my life. And in this 1979 encounter at the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, it was the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes 47, the York William Penn Bearcats 25. All-time win number 516 for the Mount Carmel area program. The following individuals have volunteered their time and expertise to preserve the great tradition of Mount Carmel football.